Hey Kitaholic Kits fans and my Scrapper Names fans, how are we all? So I'm up with my second video for October using our lovely October kits. I've got the main kit and the embellishment kit here, full of the Vicky Booten Field Notes collection. And I'm going to do another 12 by 12 layout today, but I've decided after much feedback on a post I put up on social media the other week that I would do a multi-photo layout for you. So I've got 3 photos here. Me with my kids on a outing I took them on earlier in the year this year to a touristy place here in Canberra called Cockington Green, which is basically like an open big garden with all these like built miniature village place like little things that they have. Anyway, so they are over the same place, just different photos of them. So I've gone with a bit of a circle theme just because that photo in the bottom left of a grass turf maze is really quite dominant and in your face, kind of not in your face, but you know, sort of pops really off the page. So I kind of went with that, and I really liked this the background paper. However, I kind of got stumped with this layout. I had it all set up, ready to go, and it sat on my desk for a few days before I actually got to sit and do it. And I just couldn't figure out then when I sat down to do it what to do. I fussy cut some circles out of some other pattern paper. I went with some die cuts like the flowers, and there were some circular patterns in them, but it just wasn't working. And I didn't want to mat the photos onto pattern paper because I feel like I always do it. But as you can see, in the end, I've gone with this beautiful blue paper from the kit as well, in the same collection, and have matted my photos just to give them that thin border, darker border to make them pop from that paler background. Just because particularly the top photo of me with the 3 kids is a bit pale looking, and so it sort of blends into the background paper just a little bit too much. So I just thought that thin border of that beautiful blue would give them all a bit of pop. Plus the darker blue paper on all 3 photos gives that unified look, so it's not all looking like they're 3 different photos from 3 different sort of events kind of thing. So yeah, so as I said, I'm doing this layout with the multi-photo layout because I wanted to show, I've done them before, and I think I've done one a couple of months ago with one of my kits, but I did them smaller sort of square photos. So I wanted to show you how I do it with some bigger photos, how I make it work. You obviously can't use, you know, as many embellishments, but so you've got to make it work as much as you can with the embellishments you got. So I do go with these bigger sort of embellishments and tuck them in under the photos and things like that. So what I did was put some double-sided tape just in the middle of the photo to mat it, like to adhere it to the background paper. That gave me the opportunity, a bit of wiggle room around the outside to slide in and layer up my embellishments in underneath the photo. And I've used wet glue to be able to give that a little bit of wiggle room to slide the embellishments around just a fraction. So I'm kind of making these kind of little circular clusters everywhere. And I'm adding this tiny little frame to the corner of this photo. And to be honest, I actually had gone and played around with trying to layer up on top of those 2 blue circles here underneath this train photo some more like circular cuts, and I just couldn't get it to work. It just wasn't happening. But then I come across this little frame piece, and amongst all those nested frames you can see on that right side of the page, and it just looked like it fitted really well there. I don't know I think it's because it gives a bit of a finishing edge to that photo between the maze photo and the train photo. Don't know, just sat perfectly there. So I did that, and then added the Embrace the Journey centerpiece that was in those nested frames. Now, another trick I try and use with when you're using a multi-photo layout like this with the big photos is use your embellishments as your title if you can. So here I've got my favorite people. That's going to be my title. Nothing big, nothing too fancy with big thickers or anything like that, because it is tricky to add something like a big, a day on the green, or, a day in the gardens, or, anything like that. It's just far too big. It'll clutter up the page with thickers, and you don't want that. So what I've done here is just made this a bit of a centerpiece. I added that frame just to finish it off because it looked a bit like it was sort of just floating there, that die cut word or phrase. And then I've added the scalloped sort of border piece, chipboard piece there from the chipboard stickers that came in the kit as well. And it just adds that, wow, kind of draws your eye to that centerpiece. It's meant to be there, and that's the title kind of thing. Another thing you can do with multi-photo layouts is add journaling to your photos instead of around the page if you haven't got room. So I've just jotted down there, as you can see, a little journaling circle from one of the embellishment packs, the Vicky Bouton packs, and I've just written about the turf maze really briefly. I do add another journaling piece, which you'll see shortly, that comes from the Kitaholic Kits exclusives. Right now I'm just adding some chipboard stickers, going with a bit of the rule of 3. I really liked the little phrases and quotes that were on these chipboard stickers. They really were quite, positive and, loving and stuff like that. So they go well with this this event that I'm documenting, or outing I'm documenting, because it was sort of family orientated. And there's that Our Adventure tag that has the actual journaling on it. So nothing really big and over the top and bold on this page. The photos sort of do that enough. And just adding some little clusters here in the top right and left corner just to add a little bit more interest and some dimension there with the acrylic pieces from Corbett Creations. And a bit of texture using those cork hearts that were in the kit as well. And then that's pretty much done for my layout. A nice, easy one. I hope that helps you with any questions you had about the multi-photo layouts. If you have any questions, be sure to pop them in the comments. I will try and answer them. I'm going to be doing a live scrap session on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 3rd of November. So I'm going to work on some multi-photo layouts then. So by all means, come and jump in and join and follow along. Ask any questions there. But yeah, so I would thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this layout. And we will see you soon with the November kit reveal as well. Bye bye.